I, Dr. Karuna Sigul, Associate Professor, Department of CSE, SD Balekundri Institute of Technology, Belgavi. Today, I'll discuss the C program, that is program number 4. The definition of the program goes like this. Design and develop an algorithm to find the reverse of an integer number, num, and check whether it is palindrome or not. Implement a C program for the developed algorithm that takes an integer number as input and output the reverse of the same with the suitable messages. So example that is quoted for this is num, you can take it as 2014. The reverse of that number is 4102, not a palindrome. Okay. The concept behind this is, it's very simple. So you have to go ahead with what we call it as palindrome. So meaning of palindrome is very simple. So here they are told us to take the number, that is integer number. Okay, so you have to read an integer number. You read an integer number. So in this case, it is read as something like 2014. So first you are supposed to find the reverse of this number. So reverse of this number is 4102. If after taking the reverse of the given number or given integer, if the given integer is equivalent to the reversed number, then we'll say it's a palindrome. If both are not equal, that is the integer given and the reverse numbers are not equal, then we say it's not a palindrome. Right? Okay, so this is the base behind that. So in this case, how do we do this? It's again very simple concept. So whenever a number is given to us, okay, this is, if I take the same number here, you go on taking the last digit, that is unit place digits, and go on shifting it towards the left side. First, I'll be taking this 4 out and I'll be multiplying this by 10 so that its value can be shifted towards the left side there. Right? Then how do I do that? Right? So using the modulus function, because it is helping me to pick the remainder. So remainder means I'll be picking the units place data there and dividing a given number, and I'll be going ahead with the integer division here so that I can get a pure integer quotient there, right? Because this is helping me to get the quotient which is of the type integer, and this modulus operation is always done on the integer values itself, right? So this gives me the remainder, okay, and this gives me what we call it as the quotient part. Okay, because once I take this 4, so I have left out with only, because I need only 201. Okay, to get only this number, I'll go ahead with the division operation. To get the last digit, that is the units place data, so I'll be going ahead with the modulus operation. Okay, so now I'll be repeating this until the whole number is done. Okay, so I'll take up all the bits of this given number. I'll be proceeding with that. Okay, the meaning of that is until I get the number as 0. Okay, when the quotient becomes 0, then I'll be coming out of the loop there. Okay, this is what we people are following in case of the finding the palindrome given, finding the reverse of a given number. So afterwards, the reverse number will be cross verified with the given number there. So this is a base behind this. To talk about the same thing, so I'll talk first the algorithm related to the same stuff. This algorithm takes an integer number, okay, that we have to remember here, right? So as an input and output of this is, first we have to reverse a given number, then we have to check whether the reverse number is equivalent to the red integer or what. If it is same, then I say it's a palindrome, otherwise it's not a palindrome. How do I proceed with? First I need to read a number there. Okay, I'll start with, then I'm reading a number there, right? So number is read as num there. Then, so initially I'll be taking the reverse as 0 because I wanted to get the reverse of a given number there, right? To do that, initially I'll be taking the initializing that reverse is equal to 0, so that whenever I take the units place data and I'll be shifting that towards the left side, so that will be done with the help of this particular reverse value there, right? Okay, so next I'll be taking or I'll be storing the given data inside the another variable. I call it as the temporary variable, right? So this I'll be doing because once the number that is read is taken inside the loop, that value I am going to modify using the division operation there. Okay, so that's why I may lose the data that I have read. That's why I need to store it inside the another variable. Okay, because at the coming out of the loop there, I'll be checking the given data with the reverse data there. So that's why I need the data to be stored before I go ahead with the reversing of the data there. Okay, so now I have done the same thing. I've just stored my data, whatever number I have read inside another variable. Okay, that is temp variable I have taken here. Okay, then I'll be entering into the loop now. Okay, so now I'll be repeating that loop until the number becomes equal to 0 there, right? Then how do I mean carry out that operation with the division operation, because individual I mean every time after taking the units place data, so I have to be left out with only the upper part of the data there, right? The meaning of that is if I have something like 1 2 3 4 there, so after taking this data I must be left out with only this data. Okay, to get only this much of data, so this must be divided by 10. If I divide this by 10, so I'll be getting only the quotient part of this, right? So I'm interested in this. To get this, I'll be going ahead with what we call it as the mod operator here. Okay, this gives me 4, right? So this is how we people can get the units place data, and along with that, so we are able to get the upper part of that also with the help of simple division operation there, right? Okay, next I'm checking the same thing. While the number is not equal to 0 there, I'll be proceeding with the inner part of the loop there. Okay, so reminder is equal to, how do I get the reminder? So I'll be dividing the given number by, okay, modulus of 10. So it gives me the reminder part, that is units place data there. Then I have to shift that towards the left side. Okay, before that, what I'm going to do, you already know I have initialized this to 0 here. So 0 is multiplied by 10 plus reminder. Initially, I'm just stuffing that into reverse. Afterwards, I'll be shifting towards the left side there. Next, num is equal to num by 10. So this is helping me to get the quotient part of the data there, or the number there. Okay, then again, afterwards again I'll be coming back to the loop there, and I'll be checking whether the number is whatever number I got here, quotient part is equal to 0 or what. If it is not equal to 0, again you get the next reminder part there, or next units place data there. Now you have to shift the previous data with the next data there. So if I take an example here, 1 2 3 4, first case, if this is a number that I have read, so first I'll be getting the reminder as 4 there, then the reverse will be having this 4 itself, because this reverse is initially 0, then 0 multiplied by 10 plus reminder, so new value of reverse is 4 there. So number value will be the quotient part of this. So I'll be getting this as 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 is cross verified with the 0 there. This is not equal to 0. I'll be entering into the loop here. So in this case, again, I'll be calculating the remainder for the number there. So in this case, the number is 1 2 3. So I'm taking the modulus of this to get the next unit place data. This is 3 over here. So that will be stored inside the remainder there. Then reverse is equal to reverse into 10. So new value of reverse, you already know it is 4 here. So this is 4 into 10 plus the new reminder that I got is 3 here. So now here it is 43. The meaning of this is now this 4 is moving towards the left side, and this is inserted at the other part of the side at the units place there. This is how this equation is helping us to do that task. Then to get the next quotient part of this, to get only 12 here, I'll be proceeding with this. So I'll be doing this till I get the reverse of the given number, or till this particular number is becomes equal to 0, right? Okay, once I get that, so I know that my reverse number of the given number is there inside the reverse. Okay. Next, if I proceed with the next bit of it. So I'll be printing the reverse of a given number, which is present inside the reverse. Then now I need to check the original number with the reverse number that I got out of the, once I come out of the loop there, right? Just to check whether the given number is palindrome or not, right? How do I do that? So reverse number is cross verified with the temporary variable, because temporary variable is holding the original data there, right? Okay. If both are equal, then I'll be saying it's a palindrome. Otherwise, I'll be saying it's not a palindrome. Okay. Then I'll be closing the if statement there, and I'm ending the program there, or the algorithm here. Okay. This is the simplest program. So which is helping us to find the given number is palindrome or not using the looping statement. Right. So begin with the program now. So then how do I start with? Again, hash include. Okay, so I'll be using the stdio.h for the reading the data and printing the data on the screen there, right? So these are the variables that I'm going to use. Reverse is initialized to 0 because the reverse is going to hold my data there, reverse data there. Okay, so I'm asking you people to enter the number there. So with the help of scanf statement, we'll be reading the number. And I'll be dumping that into a temporary variable. Okay, this I need in future there. Okay, because it is already known to us there, right? Because if I'll be using this inside the loop there, so I may lose the contents of this, right? So afterwards, I don't have any number that is left out there, the data that we have read. Okay, to avoid that, we'll be storing that inside the temporary variable there. Next, while number is not equal to 0, then I'll proceed with this. I'll be calculating the quotient, the reminder part there, that is units place data there. Then I'll be trying to shift that towards the left side using a reverse is equal to reverse into 10 plus reminder there. Then number is equal to num divided by 10 to get the upper part of the, the given data there. Okay, I'll be continuing that till I get the number value equal to 0. Okay, once the number value is equal to 0, I'm coming out of the loop there. So reverse is holding the reverse of a given number there. Okay, then I'll just print that. Okay, given number is already there inside the temp. I'll be printing that also. Reverse of a given number is found inside the reverse there. Then if reverse is equal to temp there, then what I'm going to do, I'll be saying the given number is palindrome. Otherwise, I'll be saying the given number is not a palindrome, right? So reverse is not equal to, okay, if I write here something like 1, 2, 3, 4 is a given number and reverse number is 4, 3, 2, 1. So these are not equal to each other, then I'll say it's not a palindrome. If it is 1, 2, 2, 1, right? So reverse of this number is 1, 2, 2, 1. Both are equal here. So in that case, I'll say it's a palindrome, right? This is how it's going to work, right? Okay, so now because I have used the int main there, I'll be using a return 0 for as the as the end of the program there, end statement of the program there. Then I'll be closing the main brace there. Right. Okay, so before I conclude my things, okay, I would like to take one simple example to show the working of this particular program. Very simple program. Thing that I'll take here. Okay, let me take very simple thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I'll write this as number. Right, so number is not equal to 0. I'll calculate the remainder here. So remainder is equal to, I'll be getting this as 4 now. Right, okay, this is now reverse is equal to, so I'll get the new value for this as 4 here because initially this reverse is 0. Now new value for reverse is 4 here. Next num, so I'll get the new value for num as num divided by 10. This is 1, 2, 3, 4 is equal to, I'll get this as 1, 2, 3 here. So again, I'll come back here. I'll check here whether the number is not equal to 0. It is not equal to 0. That's why I do, recalculate this reminder. What is the new value of reminder? So this is nothing but 1, 2, 3 divided by, divided by 10. I'll be getting this as 3 now. Okay, so next reverse is already 4 here. 4 into 10. What is the new value of reminder? This is 3 here. So new value of reverse is nothing but 43 I'm going to get here. Next, num is equal to num by 10. So this part is eliminated. I get only 12 here. Again, 12 is not equal to 0. Again, I'll calculate the new value of the remainder here. So remainder is equal to 12 mod 10 there. So I'm going to get this as 2 here. Then reverse is equal to, if you look at this, so reverse is 43 here, right? So now new value of remainder is 2 here. So 43 into 10 is 430 plus 2 is 432. Reverse value is 432. Num is equal to num by 10. So this part is eliminated. So I'll left it with only 1. 1 is not equal to 0. Again, I'm entering into the loop now. So 1 is now divided by, modulus 1 is 1 modulus 10 is yielding me what we call it as 1 in this case. Right. So now I'll go ahead with again finding the reverse here. So reverse is now 432. Right. So 432 multiplied by 10 is 4320 plus new value of remainder is 1 here. So I'll get this as 4321. Okay, this is the new value of the reverse here. So num is equal to num by 10. So this is now 0 because 1 by 10 is yielding me 0 here. So now I'll come back here. If I check, so this has already reached to 0. 0 is not equal to 0. It's not true there. So now I'll be coming out of the loop here because this condition has become false. So once you check, it is given number is 1, 2, 3, 4. The reverse number, if you look at the reverse number is 4321. Right? Now you are going to cross verify these two, whether this number is equivalent to this number or what. If both are equal, then I say it's a palindrome. If they are not equal, I'll say it's not a palindrome. This is how the inner loop is going to work there, or the while loop is going to work there. Okay, so some sample output for you all is enter the number. I have entered something like 1, 2, 2, 3 here. The reverse of this is a given number. Right, so reverse of this number is 3221. Right, so it's not a palindrome. It is given the correct answer there. Then go ahead with one more number. So 1221. This is a given number. Reverse of the number is 1221. It's a palindrome. Right. Okay. Okay, this is all about the palindrome program. Thank you so much.